The topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Hello, W4CY listeners. My name is Nitzan Mosri, and I am the Traveling Investor. This is where you're going to learn how to master your mind, body, and wallet. I'm an entrepreneur, coach, and investor, and I've spent my life studying and following the habits and mindsets of highly successful people. With that knowledge, I've created a lifestyle business where I live life on my own terms. I'm on a mission to share my knowledge to help you live life on your terms. I'm Nitzan Mosri, the Traveling Investor, and thank you for joining me as we dive into real, raw, authentic, and inspiring conversations with people from around the globe who are making an impact. What's happening, travelers? Nitzan Mosri here, the Traveling Investor, and I'm here with my boy Tom Zames, philosopher extraordinaire. What's happening, my friend?
What's up, brother?
All good?
Yeah. I'm excited for today's discussions.
You're excited for today's discussions. That's awesome, man. So I as we mentioned before the show, and we're talking to the people on Facebook Live and whatnot, we really talk about this subject a lot. I think this is where it all begins. Happiness in life, success in business, success in relationships, connecting with yourself. It all starts from what we want to talk about in today's show, right? And what we've talked about in previous shows and what we really dial in on. And we bring guests on the show that talk about it, right? That give certain techniques on what to do. We've given different techniques on, what works for us.
Yeah.
There's so many ways of doing it, right? There's so many ways of working on that first part that, once you have that, even once you have it, you still have to continue working on it, right? It's a daily thing. It's not, you put it in motion once and then you forget about it. It's a constant work.
Yeah. If you're not clearing it daily, then that you're basically conceding to allowing the rest of your day to not be good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So and before the show, you had mentioned that, you were in a little screaming match there. So what was going on over there?
So just, work related, sometimes there's things that are out of my control that rely on other people. And when they are negligent, it affects me.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I have to be mean.
Right.
Raise
Sometimes
my voice.
That's when people realize that they've crossed the line.
Yeah. Like I need this done right fucking now.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And sometimes those aren't pretty phone calls. So,
and as I mentioned also, we were talking about this. I'd mentioned that, sometimes, these other people, they make us go into that role.
Yeah.
We don't want to be that, I'll tell people as well. And I'll tell my kids, for example, or, if I'm getting into a heated conversation with my spouse or business partners, and I tell them, I said, I don't want to be this person. I don't want to be the person that has to sit there and yell and be on top of you all the time. And just, I don't want to be that person. But if you're not pulling your weight, if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, then I have to become that person.
Yeah.
And I don't like that person. I don't want to be that person.
Like David Banner say, don't make me angry. You won't like me when I'm angry.
That's right.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Don't make me angry. It's just not nice.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there. There's a reason why I'm doing things the way I want it done, and why you're working with me, because I believe that you can fulfill that position. And if you can't, then we gotta reevaluate.
Yes.
It's funny because when I was last week, we didn't have the show. I was in Georgia. I was walking my properties. I was
surprise visits. Yeah, I love that. Visits,
baby.
Did you catch them off guard?
Of course, of course. You catch them off guard. They don't know. We landed at about 10 o'clock at night in Georgia. So my CFO at that point, I was like, okay, you can call them, tell them that we're coming, because 11 o'clock, they're not doing anything at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So we said we're gonna be there tomorrow morning. We'll be at the office at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that they don't have time to clean and whatnot. And we came and it was good. We were, we had some good surprises and not some good surprises.
How do you know they didn't show up at 4:30 in the morning cleaning?
Yeah, no, that's because the property didn't look like somebody cleaned it at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Gotcha.
But at one point we hired someone, and she was kind of telling us one thing but doing something else. And you try to be nice, and you want to be nice, right? You want to create a nice working environment for people, right?
Yeah.
Our goal is not to be assholes, right? Our goal is not to be that person. And she just decided on Tuesday to show up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, or actually not even show up, but just a call saying, oh my God, I got hung up, I got this, I got that, whatever it was. And I looked at my CFO and I said, well, you know what? Right now, that's the weakest link.
Yeah.
And that's pretty weak.
Right.
So, and I didn't want to become that person that was the ass. And so we just had to let her go, because that's not who we want on our team. Right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So,
standard's a standard.
Mm-hmm. And there's some people like, I love my wife. She has a great way of dealing things. She can be pissed off in 1 second and then can just like put it aside and move forward with a smile. And she's like, all right, you know what? That was that. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, let's continue. Ha ha ha. My brother is like that. I know quite a few people. I'm not like that.
I'm not like that either.
I get that engine rolling inside of me, man.
Yeah.
Right? It's like somebody put the engine in neutral, stepped on that gas, floored it, and then just let it roll.
It's a train.
And it's just rolling. And then I got to calm down. It takes me time. I got to I really have to make a mental effort on it to change, to understand that was that moment, and then just put it aside. But I can't, because I have that feeling, and it just goes, right?
It's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to slow it down. You have to get back to neutral first.
Right.
And then you can start thinking about going positive.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of hard to go from one extreme to the other just like that, unless you have the special ability, or you're like a little baby that cries and laughs, 2 seconds later.
Yeah, I don't know how people can do that, right? They just move it aside that quickly.
Yeah, they get back to neutral quick.
Very quick, very quick. It's like that. I'm not like that.
Yeah,
it takes me a long time to get back to neutral and to kind of just, all right, forget it. But I'll tell you what, though, it's been getting better.
See, so you're working on it. You're aware of it, and you're working
20
on it.
fucking years ago, it would have taken me a week to get over something.
Sure.
Right? Silence. I go inside my shell. I'm just, I'm inside. Now it's a lot quicker.
Like next day, or
not even next day. I really say, okay, you know what? That was that particular moment in time for that incident. I cannot let it affect everything after that. Everything after that is not related, or doesn't correlate, and is not connected to that one space and time.
Yeah, it's your duty to make sure that doesn't affect everything else.
Doesn't affect everything else. Because in the line of business that we're in real estate, right? The deal doesn't close until the deal is sealed, until the money is transferred, right?
Yeah.
Until the money's received. And a lot of times, a lot of those deals that you start working on, they don't get to the end, right? And there's a lot of stress involved, and a lot of it's a big roller coaster of emotions, our business.
Oh yeah.
Right. And to ride that roller coaster with emotions is difficult. So, you got to maintain that high level and just kind of let everything else ride, and not get attached to it, and not ride the wave with it. And it's a learning curve, man. It's hard.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Well, here's what it is. It's difficult, and it's also easy. It's like a lot of things in life.
Yes.
It's easy. They're difficult. They're easy, but they're difficult for some reason. So
it's the buildup until that moment, right? Because all decisions happen in a split second.
Yeah.
Right. You make a decision and it happens, but it's the buildup. It's the I don't know, what do I do? And the thought process and moving it and doing it, and then until you just decide to make that decision. Right?
Yeah.
Decisions are instantaneous. So yeah, it's tough. I've dealt with it, and I deal with it now, especially with when you have kids and they piss you off. right? That's what they do. They piss you off. And you get pissed off, but then you got to put that shit aside and you got to go back with love, because you can't withhold love from a kid, no matter how much they piss you off, no matter how rude they are to you, obnoxious, whatever, because all kids are, right? And then they come and they hug you and you're like, okay, I'll deal with it, right? So it's you just got to learn, right?
Yeah.
How long is the buildup before the movement forward? How long is the buildup? Well, with me, the buildup takes like this. It's funny because the buildup for me, I can get pissed off in a second, but then the buildup, right? That happens fast, and then I got to move forward. Moving forward is the hard part, right? For me at least. But I'm learning. I'm learning the process. I'm learning what I need to do to make it happen fast, right? So this is part of the thing that I wanted to talk about today, right? And we're also going to pull some cards here to see how the cards correlate with what we're saying, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things, and as I mentioned earlier, is one of the things. But you know what? Before we get into that, why don't we listen to some of our sponsors, and then when we come back, we'll talk about what we want to talk about, which I haven't mentioned yet. And the cards that we're pulling, these are Osho Tarot cards. Okay, these are cards that reveal inside of what's going on inside of you. They're just kind of mirrors to make you more aware, and they're very symbolic. They have a lot of symbolism in it, a lot of beautiful pictures, and Tom and I, we share our thoughts about what the cards are saying, and we ask you what your interpretation of the card is. So if you have an ask, if you have a challenge, if you want more clarity on something, we'll pull a card and we'll read what that card says about what you asked about, and we'll go from there. So that's what these cards are about that we keep talking about. They're Osho Tarot cards.
Everybody loves the cards.
Everybody loves cards, and so far we've been pretty awesome. We've been pretty right on in our interpretations when people have been asking us to pull cards for them, and the questions and the obstacles and the challenges and the inside questions that they have. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to our sponsors, and when we come back, we'll continue. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Traveling Investor on W4CY Radio. Please take a moment to listen to the sponsors who have a secret message just for you. Don't leave. The best is yet to come. The Traveling Investor will be right back.
I wanna be rich. Oh, I wanna be rich.
Behind everything you're searching for is something you're actually looking for. When you search with the Real Yellow Pages, you get more than a contractor. You get a whole new curb appeal. It's not just getting directions to a dry cleaner with YP.com. It's rescuing an old favorite from the back of the closet. And it's more than finding a locksmith with YP.com on your mobile. It's getting to sleep in your own bed. Whatever it might be, there are more ways to search and more ways to find exactly what you're looking for with the Real Yellow Pages, YP.com, and YP.com on your mobile, only from AT&T.
Fiesta Pet Deli, South Florida's original and only fresh food deli for pets. We carry a full line of products like Bravo, Nature's Variety, and BioComplete. We have FDA-approved meals that are prepared daily. Stop by our brand new store located at Sample Road and the Turnpike in the Festival Flea Market in Pompano, Florida, or call 954-971-2500. Check us out online at www.realfoodforpets.com. If your pet's overweight, suffers from skin problems, or you suspect food allergies, we have the solution. We also carry a large variety of pet strollers, bedding, apparel, collars, leashes, natural chews, and grooming supplies. Veterinarian owned and operated, Fiesta Pet Deli's mission is to help every pet owner have the healthiest pet they possibly can. Call us today for local deliveries or shipping throughout the United States. Call Fiesta Pet Deli today at 954-971-2500. That's 954-971-2500.
Hey, this is Rebel Medler. Join me for In Your Face on W4CY.com, Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
You are now tuned in to W4CY Radio, entertainment at your fingertips.
I wanna be rich. Oh, I wanna be rich.
Attention listeners, we are preparing once again for takeoff, so please return to your seats as W4CY Radio welcomes back your real estate guru, the traveling investor, Nitsan Mosery.
Happening travelers, Nitsan Mosery here, the traveling investor. I got Tom Zames, philosopher extraordinaire, and we were just talking to one of our friends on Facebook Live over here, and she asked us to open a card for her while we were on commercial, and we did. And the card that we picked was sharing.
Sharing.
Right? The sharing. It's a major arcana card. If you see the symbol right there, it's part of the major arcana. So there's hierarchies, and the different cards tell you different things. You see? Different.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
They have different numbers and different different positions, and depending on how you open them and what comes, what rules, what's the dominant, what's the.
And this is where's this rank on the hierarchy?
That's a good question. I'd have to look again. I don't have that in the.
Is this top?
Yeah,
one?
Yeah. It's one of the good ones. It's one of the top ones. You know, sharing. Right. This is an awesome card. Right.
Yeah.
What do you see in that card that you can share with?
I see this woman holding up a plate of goodies.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps. Maybe not nowadays, but we would consider this to be a treat. But looks like some grapes and bread. I don't know. A candle. I don't know. This woman looks somewhat majestic. She looks bountiful. There's these flowers in the background that are bountiful. Maybe her cup overfloweth, and she is sharing her brilliance. I don't know. Maybe that's why she's so bountiful, because she shares. So my message would be, what does sharing mean to you? It means something to you. You probably thought of something right away.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you, Me, what it is. So yes. So as you see here, this is also like a pomegranate and grapes. So these are like one of the divine fruits, right? And they grow on the vine, and they're plentiful and a lot. And you know, in the time of when, you know, this picture, you know, in the, you know, this time when people dressed like this, and there was kings and queens and tribes and whatnot, the fruit was abundant. And if you look, she's got gold bracelets and gold around her and a gold crown and the flower and this flowing gown. So she's living in abundance. She is fully abundant, right? She has everything that, you know, material wise, right, that you could have. Okay. But also what you see here is that she's not sharing her materialism. She's sharing the food and the light. Because that's what's important to share, right? The true thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
She's not sharing gold. She's not sharing from her cape. She's not sharing, you know, anything material. She's sharing food, sustenance, life, life-giving materials, right? So she's giving from herself is what she's giving. So
Excellent.
The sharing card is, what are you giving from yourself? What are you sharing that is part of you, that if you don't eat, you don't survive? So what is it that you can share? What is it that you're sharing? Should you share? Do you need to share more? Do you have an issue with sharing? Who knows? So Me, tell us what your thoughts are on that. Okay, so that was that on the card for you. So that was pretty awesome. So before we went to commercial, we were talking about, you know, how to, you know, when we get into these situations and we're revved up and, you know, we start, you know, thinking like, you know, God damn it, and we get into this mode, right, into this negative place, right? And we talk a lot about it in a lot of our shows, but it's really important that you understand that from this place of thought comes everything, right? Comes your success, comes your failure, comes your relationships, comes your personal growth from this space of thought, right? The Buddhists have a great saying, you know, thoughts are energy, thoughts are things.
Yeah.
What you create manifests itself because you're putting it out there to the universe.
Absolutely.
So, you know, we have these negative thoughts that are in our brains that you guys have, that we have and sometimes we don't know where they come from, but yet we grow attached to these negative feelings and negative thoughts, and we build on it and we move from there. So what we have to understand is that negative thoughts, and we see it a lot with these cards also, thoughts are like clouds. They come, they dump, and they go. We should not grow attached to the negative thoughts and feelings that we have, because when we grow attached to them and we focus on them, what happens?
The storm stays.
The storm stays, and it amplifies.
You stay in the clouds.
And it grows, and it grows, and the interior pain, and it encompasses.
Yeah.
So what we have to do is, once we figure that out, that, oh my God, I'm in this holding pattern right now of negative thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get out of it. I need to go from the negative limiting thought belief into a positive expanding belief or expanding thought.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing about it, is that we can change it instantly.
Yeah. Our thoughts are the point of all creation, the beginning point of all creation. So you're constantly creating 24 hours a day, every single second of the day, you're creating based upon your thought pattern. So think about that. When you're in anger, you're in sadness, you're in grief, you're going to keep creating in that set point. So it's good to have awareness of it, acknowledge it, don't hide it, don't repress it. You acknowledge it and you alchemize it, change it.
Absolutely. That's awesome. And me says, on point. Thanks, guys. Connecting with the higher self is the place of abundance. Giving the gift of knowledge to others is sharing the wealth. Amen. That is so true. When you share wealth, when you share knowledge, right, you're giving people the opportunity to feed themselves, right? You're not giving them the fish. You're giving them the fishing pole.
Right.
Right. And we've got a lot of people here. I have not, let's see, we got one that says, you guys are right on the money. I have seen my girls 2 times since you pulled a card for me. Can you pull another card to see if I should move forward and talk to her about having a baby? Wow.
That's serious.
That's some serious stuff. What's happening, Olivia?
We're going to leave it to the cards, huh?
We're going to leave it to the cards, huh?
But the cards are going to guide you to the answer. So the answer is already inside you.
That's right.
But let's see what the cards have to say about
Let's see what the cards say. And we got another one, right? After that. Here you go. You guys are right on.
We'll do that one
Yeah.
next.
I have not been able to move to the opening state, but I have made progress with business, all because of what the card said to me. Can you ask if I'm on the... All right, man. So we got 2 cards that we'll pull.
Go.
We got 2 cards.
That's what we like.
We like
results.
We like results. We like people taking action.
Yeah.
Right? Taking action. And all the answers that you get from the cards are within you. The cards just highlight and bring to the surface what you already know. So there's no magic involved. There's no, it's...
A lot of you guys might even already know the answer when you ask it. Sometimes when you ask the question, you kind of like, before you're even done with the sentence, you know. Your higher self knows, but you still still need that confirmation.
Right.
So
absolutely. All right, man.
Good stuff.
So pull a card, see
this
if
is
for the baby.
Okay.
For the baby. Here we go. So while he's thinking about that, when we talk about negative thoughts, first of all, how do we get rid of them, right? There's many ways that we get rid of them. We've talked about that in the past. The key, first of all, is to understand, right? To be aware. Go, oh my God, this is what's going on. I've got negative thoughts going on in my head. Becoming aware of that, right? Wow, interesting card, man.
We are the world.
Interesting card to pull for that, right? The connection, right?
We are the world. We are the children.
We are the ones that make the brighter day.
Maybe that's all you even need to hear.
So
we are the world.
We
and
are
you want
the
to know
world.
if you want to start talking children with your woman.
Right.
I mean, I just see a lot of people dancing and frolicking here. And, they seem to be having fun like children. it seems like you want to possibly expand. This looks like expansion.
Yeah.
I'm getting a yes. You might want to, obviously, that's a big decision, but if you're asking that question, I think you already have an inkling for it.
Mm-hmm. Right. We are the world. Oh, look at that. You see everybody, there's connection. It's on top of the world. The whole world is connected, the stars. And it's we are the world. So my question is, are you and your girl, when you're together, do you feel as if the two of you can conquer the world, that you are the world, that you have this energy to bring more life into this planet, right, into this realm? And I think no matter what your decision will be, the connection is there. We are the world, right? We'd love to hear your thoughts on that, right? This is more of a very personal reading for you. And it really doesn't give any direction. It says, we are the world. So we're the ones that make a brighter day. We are the children. We're the children that become adults.
So it's up to you, man. It's like, what does that mean to you?
Mm-hmm. What does that mean to you, my friend?
Yeah.
All right. So let's pull one for the guy who's asking about the open state. Okay. All right. If he's on the right track.
Right track.
Okay. So we'll continue talking about negative beliefs. So before we understand and before we get rid of these negative beliefs, we have to understand that first of all, they're happening. Right? We have to be aware that shit, this is what's going on. This is what I'm doing. I got to stop. Right? Yeah. That's the first thing. Now, to start working on yourselves and to understand where these come from, because we got to ask ourselves, have these negative beliefs. Now, negative beliefs are, shit, I'm not smart enough. I'm too fucking dumb. This is too complicated for me. Why does this always happen to me, right? Mm-hmm. Why do I always get the short end of the stick,
right?
Why do I always have to get into arguments? Yeah. Why is everything so difficult for me? These are type of negative thoughts that we're talking about, right, that people have. So the first thing you got to ask yourself is, having these thoughts, have they ever helped you in anything in life? Have they been a positive help? Probably not. That's why they're negative beliefs, right?
Yeah.
So if they haven't helped you, ask yourself, why do I still have them? Do I want them? And if you answer, no, I don't want them, well, that's the first part, right? Okay, great. You don't want them. Now, the nice thing about them is that they're beliefs, right? Beliefs can change.
Yeah.
Right? We used to believe that the earth was flat. Now it's round. We used to believe that everything revolved around, the earth. Now we know that it revolves around the sun. So beliefs can change. That's the beautiful thing about a belief. It can change.
Yep.
Okay. So now that we know that beliefs can change, all we got to do is figure out how to change them. All right. And we'll talk about that after he picks a card to see if that person is on the right track. And I'm very happy that you've made progress with your business, because that is the most important thing, moving forward. Progress. Forward progress. Sometimes you also have to take 2 steps back to take 3 steps forward. But I'm very happy that you've been able to make progress and, with your business because of what the cards were reading. Congratulations on that. So let's see what Tom has to say on the card for you, if you're on the right track. I love it.
Schizophrenia.
The schizoid, right? The schizoid. Do I? Don't I? Do I? Don't I? Do I? Don't I? Am I on the right track? Am I not on the right track? What do I do? Do I like it? Do I not like it? I'm caught in between, right?
Yeah.
That's the kind of schizo that's going on in the mind.
These thoughts, these clouds flying around.
Man, they're clouds. Exactly. What do we know about clouds, right?
Yeah, they come and they go.
They're there. They're there to mess with us. They're there to cover the sun, to give us shade. Depends, right?
Yeah.
So did you show them the card?
I did.
So, right, you got the clouds. And you're between these 2 structures. That's you, right?
Hanging on for dear life.
Right. Do you let go of one side? What happens? You fall. You let go of the other side, you fall. Right? Check that out. And then you got the clouds.
So
you got the clouds.
Yeah.
So are you on the right track? What do you see? What's your feeling? He was asking, progress made with business because of the cards.
I think he's on the right track, but he's maybe treading water in an area or more areas because of maybe going back and forth, maybe being indecisive about something, or maybe like a self-sabotage of some sort with a big decision maybe you have to make. Something like that.
Okay. Right. Well, the thoughts, right? So we're talking about, we see the clouds, and the clouds are in the thoughts. Our clouds are like thoughts, right? They come and they go. And what you're asking also is, am I on the right track, right? You're in your mind. You're in your head. Don't worry about, don't ask the question if you're on the right track, right? You said it already in the statement, right? I've not been able to move to the opening state, but I have made progress. So you already answered that by making progress. You see forward progress. You see that you're making a change.
Yeah.
You see that you're moving forward. So get out of your mind.
You already told us you're on the right track.
Focus on the tasks that you need to have. Focus on the tasks that you need to accomplish to get you to where you want to go. And don't worry about the thought process. Don't worry about if you're on the right track or not. Don't worry here. You'll know if you're on the right track because you're making progress. Does that make sense? Right? That's how these cards can play, because here, the schizoid, right? You're like, am I on the right track? Am I not on the right track? And this takes you away from your focus. This takes you away. This takes you out of the playing field of moving towards your goal, and it takes you into another stadium to play another game, the worry game, the back and forth, blah, 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 blah. So just keep focused. Keep your mind, keep your head down, keep focused, keep doing what you're doing, right? And you'll know the longer, the longer you're at it, the more you'll know if you're on the right track or not, okay? But don't worry about it. Just keep your head down, focus, you'll be able to go to my website in a little bit, and I created this task manager accountability tracker that helps you track your progress and stuff like that. You'll be able to get it there and whatnot. But get out of your mind. That's the worst place to be, right? Is in your head. That's where the clouds are, right? They come and they go. Don't get attached to it. Just keep moving forward.
Back clouds.
Let's see. I would like to ask the cards if things are on the change for me at work.
Yeah.
You want to do that? Okay. And then let's see what else we got. What are the comments? All right, we'll pull that one.
On the change, like with what? In your role, or you changing companies? Anything? I just want to understand your question.
Well, we're kind of, it's hard to see who's actually asking because you guys aren't logged in, so it's all the same person. The last two visits, I felt very close to her. I think I'm ready to talk to her. Good, so talk to her. Talk to her, right? Always talk to her and come from the I perspective, not the you perspective. I love that song. I think that is a sure sign to talk to her about a baby. Thank you guys so much. I will let you know what she says. Right on, brother. The last two visits, I have felt very close to her. Fantastic. Fantastic. That's a great thing. Beliefs can be changed with facts as proof, but it is not easy to be sure on the proof. Okay, but there's the point of it being a belief or a thought is that you can manipulate it and you can change it, right? And yes, you have to have some proof, but these are thoughts. So let me ask you, if you have a thought that you're not smart enough, do you have proof that you're not smart enough, or is it just somebody that told you that and then you suddenly believed it for yourself without having any proof? Think about that. All right, so this is for the person who wants to make a change, if there's a change for them at work, right? I'm right here. I'm feeling this one. Stress. So this is the card that we pulled for the person who wants to know if there's going to be change for them at work. Well, you see the little monkey on the bottom with that needle? About to pop the balloon and the juggler, juggling all that, right? So probably have a lot of stress at work. Maybe that stress is going to come to an end at some point. maybe you need to speak with the higher ups and tell them that you're juggling way too much and that, you just don't want to have all that responsibility. What do you see in this card? What are your thoughts? What do you see? Yeah.
I wish I knew more about what specifically for her question, but yeah, I see the same thing. I see the juggler here. He's under a lot of stress. He's got a lot of balls in the air, a lot of whatever he's juggling in the air.
Mm-hmm.
He's about to get the rug pulled out from under him here with this balloon.
Right.
There's a lot of pressure on this guy.
A lot of pressure. Would you
A lot of pressure on this guy.
There's a lot of pressure. Exactly. So, will there be action? Will there be something changing? It's up to you, right? There's probably a lot of stress going on. Question is, what are you going to do about it? Okay. Where are you going to take it? Are you going to talk to the higher ups? Are you going to talk to your colleagues? Are you going to share what's going on? Sharing. We had a card, right? It's up to you. Okay. I hope that helps. Would you pull a card, see what they think the next action should be, please? It's hard to say. You need, guys, give us some full sentences and full descriptions. These little things are hard for us to respond to. I love that song. We read that. Awesome. Go talk to her. Let's see where we are. Beliefs can be changed. Yes. Here we go. Is that a good card? There are no good or bad cards in this deck, okay, because that's a judgment, okay? We don't judge the cards. We just look and see what they're telling us, okay? So don't judge good or bad. Just look at it as you're looking at a sunset and you're just looking at it and not coming up with a judgment or anything like that, just looking at it for what it is and what it makes you feel and what thoughts and ideas come up to you with that, okay? Lots of things keep coming up. Do you think that is what the clouds are representing? Yes, the clouds represent things coming up, things mind, right? Everything that has to do with the mind, emotion, don't get attached to it. Just let it come. See what's happening. Okay, be present in the moment. Don't try to drink yourself out of it or smoke a joint or take something to calm the anxiety or the nerves or the pain or whatever that you're feeling. Just let it happen. Be present in it and then just let it go. Okay? With the current company, are there changes for the better coming? I hope so.
Where do you see that?
It was just flashed on here. With the current company, are there changes for the better coming? Listen, man, that little monkey with the balloon that was with the needle, something's going to pop. Better? I don't know better, right? But I always, we always know that when one door closes, right, it may look like, oh my God, right, but opportunity is right behind that closed door. So don't fret. Don't worry your mind too much about it, right? Just go in there and do what you need to do. Okay?
Can you imagine the opposite if we got excited about things bad? Mm-hmm. Like you get fired and you're, instead of going home and thinking, oh, I got to find a job, what am I going to do? If you kind of realize this is going to be a good thing for me.
Right.
And you celebrate that, even if you're sad about it, even if you're right.
And that's exactly what we were talking about the beliefs, right? Our negative thoughts have no proof that we are that person.
Yeah.
Right? How we react to something is how we've been programmed from our families, from television, right? We're always shown on TV or our family that if you break up with someone, you should be devastated and crying, right? Rather than looking at the positive and looking at the positive side of it and saying, wow, I just had this great relationship. I'm so happy that I had that relationship. I'm a better person for it. It ended. Okay, but there's going to be more. We're taught to look at things a certain way. We're taught to look at, well, I got fired. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm so horrible. Why does it always happen to me? Blah, blah, blah. Rather than going, wow, I worked at that place. I learned what I learned from it. Obviously, the universe or something is telling me it's time for me to move on. I can't wait for the next opportunity to come to my door. It's all about what we've been programmed and the experiences that we've had when we were little kids and the definitions we've given those experiences.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
That's where all these thoughts come from. That's where, this Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, why do things always have to be so difficult, right? I used to ask that question. Why do things have to be so difficult for me? Because I always saw it in that fashion, that it was difficult. But then I changed it and I said, wow, look at all the challenges and obstacles that I have to go through, that I'm breaking through every day to get to my goal. And I know that 97, 98, 99% of the people won't be able to break through any of the challenges. I look forward because now I know that when there's obstacles ahead of me and I'm breaking through them, I'm growing as a person.
Yep.
I'm moving my business forward. And it's like, wow, it's so awesome. And when you start looking at it from that gratitude perspective, things change.
It's empowering.
Things suddenly become easier. Jim Rohn said it. He goes, don't ask for things to be easier. Ask for you to become better, right? Don't ask for people to help you out. Ask for you to have better skills, right?
Yeah.
That's what we should do. And when we look at it from that perspective and we say, you know what? I deserve everything and more out of life. But I have this belief that tells me I'm not worthy. Shit, where did this belief come from? Well, let me see. I probably had it when I grew up. Does this thought serve my purpose? No, this thought doesn't serve my purpose. So why don't I change it? Because I know that I'm not worthless. I know that I'm not an idiot. I know that I'm not, whatever. So that thought doesn't fit my person, my persona, the person that I am. So if I'm a successful person, how does a successful person think about themselves? Well, they obviously don't think that they're worthless. So why don't I stop thinking that?
Absolutely.
If we understand that this is just how we interpreted an experience that happened to us, why don't we just change the interpretation?
Yeah, we manifest everything from thought, both. So whichever one you think is what it's going to be.
Yep. So you see that we have a question, which is a great question. How can we know from within us that we are worthy?
Everyone's worthy.
Everyone's worthy.
You're born worthy.
You're born worthy. Exactly.
The fact that we have to remind ourselves or wonder if we're worthy is everything that is wrong about the whole thing.
You're here, right? If you believe in God, or if you believe in a higher power in the universe, and in that, the universe is so perfect that it does nothing. It does everything for a purpose, for a reason. It's not, there's really nothing. I'm going to say this and I have to back it up with if I'm correct. Well, let's not say that, but we're all here for a reason. We all have a purpose. A lot of times we don't see that purpose because we're stuck in our minds. We're stuck in that negativity that our family, that people that we love, probably not on purpose, but by accident, we had these experiences and we've given ourselves these interpretations, right? And we go through life with this interpretation, and it's a negative interpretation. So all we need to do is just go in and say, you know what? I am worthy. And every time that thought comes in that says you're not worthy, you say, you know what? No, that's not true. And believe me, I have it as well, right? I'm a coach. I'm a mentor. Yeah. I help people, go out and build businesses and do real estate and, help them with their life and mentor them. And, who else than a coach and a parent to always say, shit, what do I have to offer people? Why the hell would people pay me to mentor them and to coach them and to do that? But that's the negativity, right? That's the negativity. That's the yin and the yang, right? You got to have the yin with the yang. So you got to have negative so you can have the positive. The thing is, don't harp on the negative. Embed it with the positive. Embed, and you got to do it constantly and consistently. The difference between successful people and not successful people is consistency. You just got to keep at it. Am I right?
Yeah.
That's it. And how do you know from within you? Because if you can sit with yourself and you can focus on your breath and you just go out there and you say to the universe, show me my worthiness, show me my worth. And you just blank out your mind and be open to it. You'll see that you're worthy, right? A lot of times people don't believe in themselves. And then you have people like Tom and myself that will believe in you until you believe in yourself. Because I know many times people didn't believe in me. My family didn't believe in me. My friends didn't believe in me. But I had a mentor and a coach who believed in me, who saw something in me, a friend that saw something in me, that believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And now that I believe in myself, I believe in you. Because if a long-haired hippie who didn't graduate college and didn't have, a direction in life, is raising 2 beautiful kids, has a great relationship with their spouse, has awesome friends, doing business, doing deals, traveling the world, can do it, you can do it, right?
You're an infinite being.
Right? I'm going to go back to that one thing that I said before. When your mom and dad made love and your dad orgasmed inside your mom, you were that one out of how many million trillion sperms that went in and activated that egg to make you. You beat out trillions of other guys, gals, people, and you made it here today. So you're worthy. You're stronger than you can believe. You're smarter than you believe. And if you don't believe in yourself, we believe in you. We'll believe in you till you believe in yourself.
I believe in you. I believe in everybody.
The philosopher extraordinaire has spoken.
I believe in everybody.
Right?
Everybody has the power. We're infinite beings.
There's nothing different between us and the Elon Musk.
I never thought of it this way, but we were all somebody's orgasm.
That's right, man. That's right. We were all somebody's orgasm.
That's great.
We beat out trillions of other people, and we made it here. And however old you are, just think of everything you've gone through in life. Someone else is going through the same thing. So all you got to do is bring that into the forefront of your mind and go through your experiences in life and say, wow, I am a warrior. I am a fighter. I've been through shit, where it's a mental challenge that you've gone through life, a physical challenge, a financial challenge. Everybody's going through something. And we're all worthy. And we all have worth and we all have value. And a lot of times we just can't figure out what it is because we're stuck changing our time for money at our job. And we all know what job stands for, right? J-O-B, just over broke.
There you go.
They keep you just above broke so you can't quit, but you can't do anything else because you can't quit because you need to pay your bills, and it's a vicious cycle, right?
It's a cycle.
So we can help you figure out a side hustle through real estate where you don't need to have a lot of money and whatnot, where you can create extra passive income. Imagine wholesaling a house and just making $1,000. Let's say you did that 6 times a year. It's an extra $6,000, and you don't have to you don't have to put any money into it. You don't have to spend money or do anything, and you're making an extra $6,000 a year passively flipping houses. We can show you how to do that. Imagine if you did 1 house a month. Imagine if you made $2,000 on a house flip.
I could pay your groceries.
Dude, I know people making $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 on flips. Imagine if you flipped an apartment complex. You put it under contract. You found another buyer.
Yeah.
You flipped the contract and you made $50,000 or $100,000 on that one flip. What could that do for you?
In one day.
In 1 day.
1 hour.
Right? It's possible. We can show you how to do that. If you're interested, hit me up. Go to success@traveling-investor.com. Email me, and we'll put a program together for you so that you can go and create passive income. We got a minute left. Guys, thank you so much.
Subscribe to the, how many do you got now?
I've got 104.
104. Every time we're here, we got more. I love
That's right, man. So yeah. I'm putting a lot more videos. So check out my YouTube channel, The Traveling Investor. There's a lot of new video and a lot of new content coming out. We're doing that. So yeah, man, we're here to help people, right? We're here to help you move to the next level. Whatever level you want to go to, this is where we want to be at.
You know what we're doing?
All right?
We're sharing.
We're sharing.
That's what we're doing. We're here to share.
We're here to share because we are the world.
We are the
right?
world.
We are the world, my friends.
Yeah.
We want to help everybody on the planet become financially free so that you can spend time with your family and friends and really understand and enjoy life and do what you're passionate about. Right? So, guys, I'm the Traveling Investor. This is Tom Zames, philosopher extraordinaire. And remember what Jim Rohn always says. the wind of change and the wind of opportunity and the wind of challenge blows on us all. It's how you set your sails that determines your destination. I'm Nitzan Mosery, the Traveling Investor. It's been a pleasure having you here. It's been a pleasure being with you. We'll see you next week somewhere on Spaceship Earth. Peace out.
Wow, what a great show. Are you excited to learn the untold secrets of how to get wealthy? Then tune in next Thursday and every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern right here on W4CY Radio. You too can learn how to become a traveling investor. If you missed any part of this episode or want to hear it again, go to the Traveling Investor Podcast on iHeartRadio. You can listen to all past episodes on demand 24/7. Next week's episode will take us somewhere new and exciting, so don't miss it. Thank you for listening.